Good afternoon, viewers, and welcome to today's discussion after the short weekend. However, first, before I start our today's discussion, I want to take this opportunity and thank each and every one of you who has been able to view our videos and subscribe to our channel. And as I've said always, for our new viewers, kindly, if you will be watching this video for the first time, kindly give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our videos so that anytime we get to upload any information of this kind, you get to know what is happening in our political field. In our platform, we promise to give you the best of critical analysis of Kenyan politics so that each and every Kenyan should know the direction to take in as far as our politics is concerned. In our today's discussion, I want to look at the panic that has engulfed ODM at large as a result of Oparanya's absence in Azimio's campaign. And if I was to talk about this, the first question that we should be able to ask, and for those who have not been following the ODM's and Azimio campaign, is that where is Joho? Where is Oparanya? Oparanya is not seen anywhere. Is there something cooking? The last few days has seen a number of things happening. As far as we are concerned, we all understand that Oparanya is the deputy party leader for ODM. However, as it stands today, Azimio has taken the route in as far as the politics of the country are concerned, especially on the side of Raila Amolo Odinga and his supporters. Beside that one, or despite of that, we expected to see the two deputies that are behind Raila Amolo Odinga being very active, especially in the time that he's not in the country, trying to popularize the Azimio. However, one thing that came out last week was the absence of Oparanya in Azimio's campaign. Azimio has been able to hold about 3 campaigns, one in Busia, another one in Vihiga, the other one in Kakamega. But surprisingly, out of all these campaigns, we haven't seen Oparanya. Then, towards the end of the week, around on Thursday there, rumors began going around that Oparanya had moved from ODM and he's seeking to join Deputy President William Samoei Ruto. So the question that we should be able to ask, what is happening? In our first video, I pointed out that in politics, nothing happens by a coincidence. Everything is well planned, masterminded, and then executed. Last week, details that Oparanya is likely to join Ruto are not just rumors. If there is anything to go by, then Raila Amolo Odinga should be very keen and should be worried of what is happening with Oparanya, considering that Oparanya was one of the active ODM members who enabled Raila to get very many votes from Western Kenya. However, as things stand today, I'm going to give you 6 reasons as to why Oparanya is not active in Azimio campaign today. Last week has seen a number of things going around. One of the issues that came up was when Oparanya was in a service somewhere in Western Kenya, he made comments. And these comments clearly indicated that he's not denying the fact that he has met William Ruto. Because in his comment, he said that he's a politician. And if there is anything that he can do is to ensure that he is able to meet any politician so that they can engage in issues that are affecting the society. Apart from that, another statement that was issued by Rigathi Gachagua in an interview, if you can remember sometime last week, Rigathi Gachagua goes ahead to admit in that interview that they have met Wycliffe Oparanya, and particularly the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto has held meeting with Oparanya, and according to Rigathi Gachagua, that there's no doubt Oparanya is working towards UDA, that anytime Oparanya will be joining UDA. Then in a different platform, when in a church service, I think it's the same church service that Oparanya was, and Rashid Echesa emerged. In this church service, we see Rashid Echesa, who is a strong supporter of the Deputy President, William Ruto. We have known him as a strong supporter of William Ruto in the same venue or the same platform, sharing the same platform with Oparanya. And in his discussion again, he mentioned that there was nothing wrong with Oparanya talking to Ruto. This is a clear indication that things are not the way they used to be. Things have started taking a different direction. I was also able to follow a certain interview where Secretary General of UDA, I think this is Nanok was being interviewed, Governor for Turkana was being interviewed. And when Nanok was being interviewed, he denied the allegation that Oparanya has met Deputy President William Ruto. However, he is admitting that there are chances that Oparanya is likely to join the Deputy President. And so, as I said, nothing happens as a coincidence. There are 5 things or 5 reasons as to why Wycliffe Oparanya might be walking away from ODM. Number 1 is the DAP factor, the DAP factor, the DAP party factor in Western Kenya. The plan by Raila Amolo Odinga, knowingly or unknowingly, to use Eugene Wamalwa party to block Ruto from winning Western vote could be the undoing, and at the same time, it could be the one killing ODM. So that if Oparanya was to attend these meetings in Western Kenya, where DAP or DAP party was also participating, there were high expectation or high chances that there may be a confrontation between the two parties. This is one reason that made Oparanya to avoid this Azimio's meeting in Western Kenya. Number 2, Oparanya as an individual has put more effort in his deputy president, deputy governor, he has put more effort in ensuring his deputy governor, this man by the name Kutima, I think it's Philip Kutima, succeed him as the governor of Kakamega. However, if you look at the things on the ground, things seems to favor Fernandez Barasa. I think in our last video when I was talking about Wetangula's visit to Western Kenya on ground research, and he asked the people whom are they going to vote for the governor, and the people told him clearly that they were going to vote in Fernandez Barasa. It was a clear indication that, and Fernandez Barasa actually is an ODM candidate, it was a clear indication that Kutima is likely not to win the ODM ticket. Yet this is the person Oparanya wanted to succeed in. And therefore, this is creating a lot of panic, because Oparanya had a candidate whom the people are not willing to support. And ODM seems to embrace this guy. As a result of that, Oparanya has to look for the next alternative that will help him to pursue his political career. Number 3, political alliances keeps on changing with time. And in the process of changing, those who survive are those who can become, as some of our political alliances are saying today, political amoebas. You change with the time. So, one Wycliffe Oparanya is this kind of person that naturally Oparanya has a lot of ego, and he might be suffering from ego crisis because if you compare Oparanya as the deputy party leader of ODM, with Joho, you realize academically Oparanya is somehow better or is more advanced compared to Joho. So when they were given the task to facilitate or to ensure that Azimio campaigns continue, Oparanya finds it difficult to stand on the same platform with the likes of Joho to campaign for Raila. His ego, and he feels that he's more better than Joho, and that is the fact that Oparanya, even if you look at the rankings that were given to the governors some time back, Oparanya has always emerged to be among the best, if not the best, all the time. And therefore, as an administrator, not really a politician, he has some ego that does not allow him to campaign or to stand on the same platform with the likes of Joho to campaign. Number 3, another issue that might likely have eaten or has caused the disappearance of Wycliffe Oparanya in the Azimio's campaign or in the Western politics is that Oparanya is playing here a big baby factor, whereby based on the previous historical or track record in Western Kenya, Oparanya has been able to give Raila Amolo Odinga very many votes. So he's trying to cry foul and play a big boy role here by asking Raila to come to his rescue and ensure that his deputy succeeds him in Kakamega instead of whoever people are supporting on the ground, which may not work. That is a third reason as to why Oparanya is likely not to be active in Western province politics. Number 4, looking at the shape that Azimio campaigns are taking, which are all inclusive, Oparanya may not be very vocal as opposed to the time when ODM was going it alone or was going alone. Today, ODM is merging with the likes of Jubilee, PNU, TNA, and all the Mount Kenya parties. And therefore, Raila has to ensure that he includes people from the diverse party as opposed to when it was ODM alone. It is as a result of this that the Laikipia governor has taken the leading role, and we are now seeing new faces in the Raila campaign team, the Sky team and the other team that is campaigning for Raila, which have not accommodated him. When he expected Raila and Uhuru to give him a leading role in the campaign trail or in the campaign field towards the Azimio campaigns. So this might have also contributed to Wycliffe Oparanya stepping aside and going silent and trying to forge a new political direction so that he may remain relevant. As much as he was on the media saying that he rather retire and go home to be a farmer if it means joining Kenya Kwanza, those are just sentiments that he made to test the public, especially his supporters in Western Kenya, and see how they would respond to it. It is a factor that he used so that he can read the mind of his supporters and what they think about the political direction that he should take. Number 5, a factor that might have made Oparanya to go go missing in the Azimio campaign is that having been installed as a Western kingpin or spokesperson during the Buhungu II declaration, Oparanya might be thinking that the best approach to take as we speak today is to try to present himself as a kingpin of Western politics, and that one will help him to win bargaining power on the table with Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga. Actually, he will come up as one of the key principals, and that might be the reason as to why he did not come out everywhere and act as spannable or anybody who can be used to campaign for purposes of individual gain. And in this case, when we talk about individual gain, we are talking about Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga. So in short, those are the 5 key reasons as to why Oparanya is likely not to be very active in the Azimio, or is missing in the Azimio campaign. One, as I said, the DAP factor, or the DAP party factor. Number 2, I've mentioned about him wanting Kutima being supported instead of Fernandez Baraza, who appears to be very popular in Western Kenya. Number 3, I pointed out ego crisis, which Oparanya feels is better than Joho, and therefore he cannot stand on the same platform with Joho campaigning for Baba. Number 4, I've also pointed out that Oparanya playing big baby role, whereby he wants Raila to come for him. And if you can remember very well, in that interview that he had last week, he said he has helped Raila a lot, and this time he's expecting Raila to help him. That is the reason that he's likely not to be very active in Azimio campaign. I've also pointed out the factor that Azimio is taking a national outlook, and the people who are being given the leading role must come from all corners of the country, including the Laikipia governor, Nderitu Murithi, who has been given the leading role in Azimio's campaign, seems to have denied Oparanya an opportunity to be seen in the political field. Lastly but not least, I've talked about the Buhungu declaration, which Oparanya was installed as the spokesperson of the Luhya people, and he might be playing his political cards well by trying to sit back and become a principal. And in this case, a principal is not one who goes to the field to make noise. Instead, he sits. If you look at the 48 laws of power, a leader or a political leader is one who sits back while people do it for himself. Thank you very much for today's viewing. On Wednesday and Friday, we will also be uploading other videos on our discussion, and we will bring you the latest event and discussion on what will help you make a decision on who to vote for. Thank you very much.